Magh Shukla Panchami or Shri Panchami. The day, also known as Basanta Panchami or Sarsuti Puja, is being observed by worshipping Sarsuti, the goddess of knowledge, wisdom, learning, art, music and culture. It is also considered as the best day of starting something new in human life and make commitment to good causes. Good morning, I'm Sarah Chitrakar and these are the headlines of the hour. The government yet to hold any talks on local level poll state with the opposition or within the party. Prime Minister Deuba more intent on MCC ratification first. Farmers demand immediate procurement of chemical fertilizers. Farmers facing the brunt due to the government indecision of procuring fertilizers from a third country. Thousands demonstrate in Canadian cities against vaccine mandates. The government has turned into a rallying point against public health measures and Prime Minister Trudeau's government. And Raj Angad Bawa displays a sensational all-round show as India beats England by 4 wickets to win a record-extending 5th ICC Under-19 Cricket World Cup. The term of local bodies expires on 19th May this year, while the Election Commission has proposed May 18 for the local level polls in a single phase. The government is yet to make an official announcement of the election date. The government at the same time is aggravating things by not even initiating talks with any other parties regarding the election date. Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deuba needed to hold an all-party meeting to discuss polls date following his consultation with the Election Commission last week. During the meeting with the Polls Authority, the Premier had reportedly said that he would consult with other parties to announce the official date. However, the Prime Minister is yet to initiate any polls-related talks. The agenda has not been discussed with the opposition parties and, surprisingly, not even in the ruling coalition. Analysts feel that Prime Minister Deuba's every attention presently has been towards the ratification of the MCC Nepal Compact, as he has not discussed the polls agenda within Nepali Congress as well. The Election Commission has meanwhile asked for official poll date to kickstart election-related preparations. In the meantime, the main opposition, CPN-UML, which has been obstructing parliamentary procedures and even opted out of the all-party meeting, and the last time it was held, has a demanded poll date at the earliest. In the given scenario, there is a general call on the government to hold an all-party meeting to give the message to all the political forces that there will be timely local elections and, in the process, win their confidence for political stability. It's been more than 5 months since the government began procedures to obtain chemical fertilizers from India. Despite numerous attempts from the Foreign Ministry and Agriculture Ministry through various bodies to reach an agreement for fertilizer procurement, India has remained silent on the approach. Meanwhile, farmers have been compelled to bear the brunt in the face of the government indecision to procure chemical fertilizer from a third country. Various districts in Tarai have seen protests on a daily basis demanding the availability of chemical fertilizers. The government has failed to bring any alternative management to the plight of the farmers that has prolonged for the past 3 months. The impact of the government's inability to obtain chemical fertilizers has been seen in reduced wheat production. The Ministry of Agriculture has received reports of lesser quantity of wheat seeds sold this season. The godowns of authorized companies to sell fertilizers, Agriculture Input Company and Salt Trading Company have almost emptied. The government officials are in a confused state as efforts to procure fertilizer from India don't seem materializing, while a few contractors they have approached too don't sound confident. The contractor companies were not able to provide chemical fertilizers as the prices rocketed by up to 3 times in international market. The government this fiscal year has allocated 27.5 billion rupees, which is the biggest budget ever sanctioned for obtaining chemical fertilizers. However, due to continued indecision on behalf of the government bodies, farmers have not been able to reap benefits. Today is Magh Shukla Panchami or Shri Panchami. The day, also known as Basanta Panchami or Sarsuti Puja, is being observed by worshipping Sarsuti, the goddess of knowledge, wisdom, learning, art, music and culture. Devotees have reached Sarsuti temples at Swayambhu, Lazimpat, Maiti Devi and Mahamanju in Bhaktapur, among other places in and outside of Kathmandu Valley since early morning. The day is considered very special for students and new learners. It is also considered as the best day of starting something new in human life and make commitment to good causes. The festival is also taken as the symbol of an advent of the spring season as plants start sprouting, winter crops like barley and wheat plants and plum, pear and peach trees start yielding, and many flowering plants start blooming. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked in several provinces why has the government been dilly-dallying to make official announcement of local level election dates. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice.
मिति ढिला घोषणा गरेर चुनावपछि सार्ने सरकारको रणनीति हो।
सरकार चुनावदेखि डराएको जस्तो देखिएको छ।
सत्ता लम्ब्याउने चाल देशलाई अन्यलतातर्फ लैजानको लागि
गठबन्धनको सरकार टिकाउनको लागि सत्ता साझेदार दलहरू बीच कुरा नमिल्दै सरकार चाहिँ एमसीसी पास गर्नेमा व्यस्त भएकोले गर्दा
गठबन्धनको सरकारमा चाहिँ के छ नि अहिले चुनाव जित्ने वातावरण अनुकूलता छैन।
Time now for our segment, Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Here's the question: why has the government failed to procure chemical fertilizers in time? Your options are A, no decision-making capacity, B, over-dependency on India, and C, apathic towards farmers. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Let's move on to sports update.
Sports news.
The entire sports fraternity has been bearing the brunt of a controversy that erupted with the sacking of National Sports Council member Secretary Ramesh Kumar Silwal and the appointment of Tankalal Khising. The Ministry of Youth and Sports too has not come up with any programs to keep the NSC functional. National Sports Council Act says that in a scenario of the post of the member secretary remaining vacant, the senior-most first-class officer at the NSC should look over the responsibility of the member secretary. However, the Ministry of Youth and Sports is not ready to concede that the post is vacant. The controversy erupted with the Supreme Court's interim verdict, while there is a legal provision available to end the conflict. The hearing on the writ filed at the Supreme Court was twice stalled, while another hearing is scheduled in the coming week. The sports analysts maintain that the controversy should not prolong too long as it has impacted the sports activities in the country. That's all for the moment. Our next English bulletin will air at 11 a.m. Thank you for watching. Good day.